Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I think this is a good topic, so please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm gonna tell you guys about 5 unsolved murder cases in the area that I live. I never knew anything about them before doing any research, and I thought that you guys might be interested because it was definitely interesting to me. So let's get this started. September 16th, 1996. Todd A. Haney, 32, was found shot to death in a field off Hurdle Avenue in Black Rock. His remains were found lying a few feet behind his pickup truck, which for some reason had all of its doors left open. He had been shot 4 times with a small caliber gun, including 1 shot to the back of his head. The gunshot entry wound in the back of his head indicated an execution-type killing. His wallet was found nearby, with credit cards intact but no cash. The shooting occurred in the late afternoon when he was returning from work. Friends and family described Todd Haney as a quiet, non-violent man who was never involved with drugs or alcohol. Police have no obvious suspects or motives in the case. Todd Haney's fiancée, Janice Cornick, declined to take a lie detector test on the advice of an attorney. As suspicious as this may sound, she has stated publicly that she has lost the will to live after losing her husband. She stopped receiving treatment for her breast cancer in a deliberate attempt to hasten her own death. She also has yet to file a claim for his life insurance money, stating she just wouldn't feel right taking it. She also admitted that she depends on disability payments and is also struggling financially. The family is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to his killer. If you have any leads on this case, contact the Buffalo Cold Case Squad, 716-851-4511. October 20th, 2016. Firefighters were called to a house fire at 605 East High Street in the town of Lockport. The fire was contained to a bedroom in the back of the home. Upon confronting the blaze, the firefighters made a grim discovery. The main source of kindling for the inferno was the remains of ex-Air Force veteran Holly Saylor. Holly was born and raised in Lockport and lived there her entire life. She was one of 7 children. She lived with her 2 adult children. Losing a family member in the fire must have been horribly difficult for her mourners. But things were about to get much worse. A few weeks after the fire, the Niagara County coroner released Holly's death report. They concluded that Holly died prior to the blaze, and that her cause of death was manual strangulation. At the time of the fire, evidence says that there were about 5 people in her home with her, all of which said they had no idea who could have strangled her. However, this is not the last ripple in this tale. On November 8th, there was a second fire at that residence. Holly Saylor's son, Caleb Bell Jr., intentionally set the fire to the home. When asked why, he simply stated that he was upset by his mother's death. Caleb Bell Jr. was convicted of 3rd-degree arson and is currently serving a 5 to 10-year prison sentence. It is unclear if he was destroying evidence that would indicate him as his mother's killer, or if he was simply overcome with grief and wanted to destroy the remaining memories of his previous life. Regardless, he is a person of interest in this case. A reward of up to $7,500 is being offered for information leading to the arrest or indictment of those responsible for this unsolved 2016 homicide. If you have any information on this case, you are asked to contact Crime Stoppers, 716-867-6161. August of 2018. LaKendra Tillman was a 30-year-old mother of 5. Her children ranged from the ages of 8 to 16. Things were going well for LaKendra. She just got a new job, and she was excited for her kids to start the new school year. On August 2nd, LaKendra was out and about with her children, school shopping and getting them all new haircuts. She was driving on Butler Avenue. It was a beautiful 70-degree day. normal for Buffalo, New York around this time of year. Her male friend was in the passenger seat, and the kids were all playing in the back. Just as everything seemed normal, the Cosmos reared its ugly random head. Multiple shots were fired at her vehicle. Lakendra was struck and died instantly. Her former body, now the driver of the vehicle, crashed the SUV into a tree in the middle of the road. No one else in the vehicle was hurt. No witnesses ever came forward, and no closure was ever found for the family left behind. Samantha Cothran was a 2007 graduate of Nardin Academy in Buffalo, New York, where she earned an academic scholarship and played for 4 years on the women's basketball team at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, where she graduated in 2011. Upon moving back to Buffalo, she worked as a pharmacy technician at the Rite Aid on Fillmore Avenue, where just a week prior, she was promoted full-time. She was attending Dewville College with the goal of becoming a pharmacist. It was just her 23rd birthday, and the future seemed bright for Samantha. But unfortunately, it only seemed that way. Samantha and her sister attended a party on May 12, 2012, Mother's Day. They had a good time and were leaving the party, when like a lightning bolt, fate struck. At 1:15 a.m., a burst of gunfire ran out from the shadows, striking down any chance of Samantha becoming a pharmacist. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Again, no one has been arrested in this crime. However, police say in 2019, someone who was at the party says they know who opened fire. Deputy Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia says that this is fairly common in Buffalo. There's a no snitching rule on the street, and that leads to people getting killed and no eyewitnesses willing to cooperate with the police, which in turn means no arrests and no closure for the families involved. Grand Island, New York, 2017. According to the Erie County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a first aid call at the Country Glen Apartments on Beetle Road in the early morning hours of March 11th. The victim, 38-year-old Cheryl Mays, was found and taken to Kenmore Mercy Hospital, where she was placed on life support and later passed away. Scott Wally Wallace was the person who placed the original 911 call, and at the time stated to police that he woke up and simply found her unconscious and immediately performed CPR. The cause of death was later determined to be blunt force trauma to the head. He is the only person of interest connected to Cheryl's death. According to people on Facebook, which obviously should be taken with a grain of salt, he was allegedly a constant abuser. Cheryl denied that he was, and he has yet to be found guilty of the potential homicide. Even with the leads in this case, it is considered unsolved and is truly tragic, a reflection of the kind of things that happen and go unnoticed every day. There is an ongoing Facebook page in support of Cheryl Mays and other victims of domestic abuse. If you want to support them, check out the page and help them out. Dunkirk, New York, November 3rd, 2006. A cold night, and an even colder crime. It was during the early hours on the 3000 block of East Lake Road. While two roommates, 38-year-old Jerry Nickerson and 52-year-old Mark Troutman, were sound asleep in bed, someone cut the phone lines and broke stealthily into their homes with a knife. Unfortunately for Nickerson, he was the assailant's first target and was killed while he slept. According to the evidence found the next day, Mark Troutman must have been alerted by the sound of his younger roommate being murdered and faced the intruder head-on. This was a courageous act, but also a misguided one. The next morning, around 7 a.m., Jerry Nickerson's brother discovered the now crime scene. Blood covered the floor and walls, leaving a story of a struggle leading from the upstairs hallway, down the stairs, all the way to the living room. Mark Troutman's body was found laying on the floor, clutching the phone, which was of no use to him. Due to both the victims' histories, the leading theory is that it was drug-related. There were suspects, yes. However, nothing ever came of them. No one has ever been charged with their murders. So, those are the stories of how 6 individuals met their ends, and how, due to a variety of circumstances, the perpetrators were never brought into custody. I'm really enjoying making these videos, and I hope that you enjoy them half as much as I do. Please feel free to leave comments letting me know what sort of details you'd like me to add to future videos, or if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover in the future. After all these videos are for you. They're not for me. Hitting the like button helps me a ton, and hitting the subscribe button helps me even more. So, yeah, try clicking those buttons. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed my videos, and now that you watched my video, hopefully you guys find videos that are better than mine to brighten your day.